Good morning, happy Friday, Aileen here, and it is a wet, rainy, muddy day here in Mujan, which is really unusual, but I don't really mind at all. I actually like wet, muddy days where I can put on my wellies, put on my raincoat and get out with the dog. So actually, I've been out for a huge walk in the forest, and I always find that it's pretty magical in the morning after it rains. So that was just the best way to start my day. I try to start most of my days either with a workout or a walk because I find that it vastly improves my energy, improves my positivity for the whole day. So that's what I have been doing this morning after I got the kids to school first thing. If you're joining me live here this morning, say good morning. I'm just going to check that I am live in the group. Not seeing myself just yet. This morning's session, another impromptu session. I had nothing organized this morning actually. And then I was thinking, what could I talk about? And then I thought, I've been really busy in my Certified Online Color Expert program, specifically in the support group around that. And I thought, maybe I'll share what's been going on there. And maybe entice you to come and join us in there. Why not? So I'm just seeing a few eyes joining me now. Say good morning, say hi. Great to see you, Elsa. Great to see you, Maritza. I hope I'm saying that correctly. You can correct me if I'm getting it wrong. So this is also a great opportunity for you to ask questions around color analysis. Get your questions in early. I do tend to deliver the information or talk about what I'm talking about and then leave fairly quickly. So if you have questions, get them asked early, or else hashtag replay, and you can also ask me a question. I'm very willing to ask questions. I have been doing color analysis for a very long time now. I trained back in 2004. And really, I have been doing color analysis every day, off and on, for, nearly 20 years. And since I started training personal stylists and online color analysis, sometimes I can do 3, 4, maybe even 5 color analysis on the same day. And I do believe that the success with color analysis is in doing it. It is a science and an art, and it's something that you need to practice and you need to be doing. So when you're starting out, that's oftentimes the difficulty that people have. They don't have so many clients, so they don't get the practice. And it's kind of this self-fulfilling kind of prophecy of not getting more clients because you're not getting experience around it. So that's why the support group is absolutely amazing. But I wanted to share with you this morning basically a few things that we discuss inside in the group, and hopefully you can learn from some of the things I'm talking about this morning, or maybe it will prompt a question. Maybe you have a question that you'd like to ask. Good morning, Christine. Great to see you. Ilsa is saying I assume that the picture quality and light is most important. Do you send the information via email back to them, or would you recommend to do an online meeting with them? So what we do in the group, Ilsa, and what I train people, consultants, to do is that the clients send their pictures to the consultant. The consultants often bring the pictures into the group. We have almost 90 consultants in there, and we analyze the pictures together. When we have a consensus, we give our feedback to the person who's conducting the color analysis, and that person then has a Zoom call with the client. So the analysis is done on the pictures, but the information is conveyed to the client through a Zoom call usually. So I hope that answers your question, Ilsa. Christina saying, I'm watching from my hospital bed, new hip yesterday. Oh my God, Christine, I knew I hadn't been seeing you around for a bit. Oh my God, good luck with that, Christine. You won't know yourself after your new hip. My grandmother got it done many years ago and she was zooming around after it. So we wish you the absolute best, Christina. And I'm so happy you're watching from your hospital bed. It's really, really great to have you here. And we wish you the absolute speediest of recoveries. So this morning, I wanted to talk about 5 things that we're talking about in my online color analysis support group. But I've actually 9 things written down here when I actually went to pin what I actually wanted to talk about. So first of all, it seems that color analysis is just so popular at the moment. I mean, anybody in the UK knows that Lorraine Kelly has had her colors done on TV, on Good Morning TV, one of the morning shows in the UK. And it just seems so popular. It's all over TikTok, it's all over Instagram, it's all over Facebook. Color analysis is absolutely huge at the moment, and there seems to be a big revival with a lot of younger people gravitating towards it now as well. So, you know, there is plenty of clients out there, and it is busy in the color analysis world. And I've seen a kind of a trend in my group of different people starting to join for different reasons. So a couple of people that have joined recently the group are people who only provided styling to their clients, but they've been seeing color analysis, they've been seeing how popular it is, and they have decided to come and get trained in color analysis because they believe that it's a huge addition to their services. So I've been inviting a couple of people like that to the group, and I do think it's an amazing thing to add to your styling and your wardrobe and your shopping services. Actually, I think it's the basis, but some people, they just style without having certifications in color. They just have an eye for it. And I'm not saying that you absolutely have to have a certification, but it is very nice if you're sure of what you're actually doing. So people who only had style services are now joining to get colors done. I also recently have had a couple of makeup artists join the group, which is brilliant. Again, I think it's amazing to add this to your services as a makeup artist, because you know, you're putting colors on people's faces, and the next extension to that is to invite them, you know, to get their colors done and maybe have a look at their wardrobe. So it opens up a suite of services to you. If you, Brida's saying, good morning, you look gorgeous. Thank you. I adored the print on this, Brida. Brida helped me get this top and I absolutely love it. It was somewhat smug when I picked it up with Brida, but it's nicely moving on me now, which I love. So I have lost a few kilos since I got back, Brida. So I'm really loving this top now. It's very comfortable and it works really well. So I love it. And what else? So the other people who are joining are people who were traditionally trained in color analysis, but they're struggling to get their color analysis services online. So those are the 3 main groups of people that I'm seeing joining the support group at the moment. So people who are only doing styling, who are looking to add color, makeup artists who want to extend the range of colors and improve the services that they already have. And finally, people who are traditionally trained in color but want to be able to take their color services online. Okay, so what are we talking about in the group? What do we spend all our time in there? As I said, there's almost 90 consultants in there. It is busy. It is a busy group. There is color analysis going on there in there every day. 3 people, 2 people, maybe 1 people, even over the weekend. It tends to be a busy group. So number one thing that happens when stylists join the group, oftentimes the first thing they do is have their own colors verified. which is pretty cool because oftentimes the consultants might have had their colors done many years ago, you know, when they trained. My computer just went black. I hope everything is going okay. Can somebody give me just the thumbs up in the group that everything is okay? Because my cute computer just went black for some strange reason. Can you just give me the thumbs up that you can see me and that everything is okay? It could be just, I got a new camera for my computer, which I'm always busy doing. And maybe this is causing some problem. I'm not so sure. Oh dear. And my computer's not opening either. All good. Everyone's saying all good. So I just trust that it's all good and I'll keep going. Okay. So, so new consultants joining the group for the first time, the first thing they do is they bring their own pictures to the group and we color code and we verify their color analysis. So oftentimes they know already what their colors are, but with some consultants, I find that, you know, they learn some new information, or, you know, they come in with their seasonal designation and then they learn their tonal designation and they learn how to move between seasonal and tonal. So they get a lot of new information and a lot of new nuances that help them with their own color analysis, which is really fun. And one of the reasons that I think that many of my consultants are so confident is because they have the backup of the group. They know that they always have somewhere to come and ask a question. And I think that's really, really important, that you have that backup and you don't feel like, oh, maybe I'm getting it wrong. I'd love a second opinion here. So many of the consultants, they're very, very good, talented personal stylists, but that second opinion can go all the way. So that is the main focus of the group. The main focus of the group is doing color analysis, and I provide feedback on every single case in there. So we color analyze clients together. Number 3, one of the things that I notice is sometimes people want to guess at what the colors are, or they want to, you know, shortcut the process to doing color analysis. And one of the things that I always stress in the group is that we have to go through the draping exercise. We take all the steps necessary. Number 1, we get a great picture. Number 2, we remove the background. And number 3, we drape in the seasonal drapes always we start with, and then go to the actual palettes, the color palettes. So it's very, very important to drape out the clients and to be able to show your client exactly what you're seeing. So I don't oftentimes in the group, I'm directing the people in there to go back and drape from first principles and make sure that, you know, we're giving the client the best possible chance of giving them the right colors. So draping is so, so important. Number 4, one of the discussions that goes on in there is around the client's preferences. Oftentimes, the client will come with a preference to the color analysis, or maybe they've had their colors done before and they're not happy with what they're receiving. So we often talk about that in the group, and we talk about, you know, what is the best solution for the client. You know, if they have had their colors done before, and, you know, say for instance, they're a winter and they're kind of looking for, you know, more colors, or they want to know what their tonal designation is, or they want to know how to use their colors so, you know, that maybe they look less formal, or so they look more feminine, or whatever. Those are the kind of things that we discuss in the group as well, because the most important thing, and I always stress this to my ladies in there, is that we have to send the client away happy. And if they've had their colors done several times before and they've come to you, they want something different. And you need to understand what it is that they actually want. So active listening is really, really important. But also, how can you give the information to them in maybe a slightly different way, so that they feel heard and they feel like you have resolved their problem for them. So maybe you might need to talk in a slightly different way. It was like a client I had recently, and one of the main things I talked about in the color analysis was the fact she had had a cancer treatment and she had lost her hair, and her hair came back, and basically the hair came back curly. So this had kind of softened her appearance somewhat. And that was her main concern, like, how should I wear my colors now that my hair is wavy? You know, what should be my prints and patterns? And normally I don't cover prints and patterns in a color analysis consultation, but I pulled that in because it was really, really important to her. And I knew that that would be the highlight of her consultation because she was already kind of getting her colors right. So I think, you know, gauging where your client is at and meeting them where they're at is really, really important. So you'll find some clients will be like, just really want the basic information and that's enough for them. Whereas other clients who've already maybe had their colors done years ago, or who kind of have been studying color analysis, need a little bit more. So those are the kind of things that we discuss in the group to give the client the best possible experience, so that they feel like they're going away with new information that they can use to look amazing. So taking client preferences into consideration. Now, one of the things that comes up often is differences in opinions. Like if you have a load of consultants in a group, it isn't that every single time there's consensus. There really is not always consensus. Somebody might say they think they look better in summer. Somebody else might say, well, I think they look better in cool. And somebody else might say, you know, I think they look better in soft muted. So one of the roles that I play in facilitating the color analysis in there is to make sure that the consultant is happy with whatever she chooses. And I talk her through, you know, why I think a client is a particular designation, seasonal or tonal. And I want her to be in agreement with that before she goes off and uses it with the client. It isn't that there is always 100% consensus, but it's about having enough confidence that I'm getting it right and my client is going to be really happy about this. Because at the end of the day, people do see color a little bit differently. And we have to adjust for that. So that's one of the things that goes on in the group as well. So we try the best we can to reach consensus. And sometimes there is no wrong and there is no right. The difference between a summer and a cool is very little, because really a summer is cool anyways. But oftentimes, say for instance, if somebody's between a summer and a winter, I will say that the cool palette is better. But if you gave her the summer palette or the cool palette, or if you gave her both, she would look amazing in all of those. So it's those kind of decisions that I help the color consultants in there make, so that they go away happy. So that's another thing that we talk about in there. We talk about how to run events. That was a topic of conversation this week, because people run events for different reasons. So these could be virtual events, or they could be more in-house events. Both events work beautifully. I have promoted to groups in an online environment and an offline environment. And actually, I share a presentation in the training where I show people how they can run a virtual event to encourage clients to come and actually work with you. So that's actually in the training that I provide. This week I was talking about when I used to promote color analysis when I worked in Singapore, and I used to go to fairs to be visible. That time we didn't use social media so much. So one of the ways that I was visible was I used to go to these fairs that were held at the British Club and the American Club and the Tanglin Club. There was all these associations and clubs around Singapore where I would hire a little table and I would turn up and I would display my drapes and I would display my color fans. And oftentimes I did demos with doing color analysis throughout the day, and I would collect people's email addresses. So we talk about that in the group if there's any specific questions that the consultants in there have. We talk about the types of events, what they need to remember, etc. So promoting both offline and online events is really a topic that everybody is interested in, and they want to know how to do that. Promoting color analysis, I kind of talked about that already. You know, how do you promote your color analysis services? And we talk about how the different ways, you know, people ask me, can I do this? Can I do that? So we do talk about promoting color analysis. Number 8, we're up to number 8 now. We talk about hair color. We're lucky enough in the group to have several hairdressers, several experts in hair color and hair styling, and we talk about hair color, and if we have to make a recommendation to clients, I weigh in that. I usually encourage anyone who has expertise around hair color to weigh in on that as well, and that's an additional thing that you can give to your client that's so useful and so helpful, because getting hair color right is so important, especially for like a summer like me. I just need cool hair color, and it's so difficult to get. But to help clients to know how to ask for it, how to insist on it, and how to speak to the hairdressers so that they get the right color. We talk about makeup. So again, we're very lucky to have some very talented makeup artists in there. So we talk about using makeup in color analysis. I mean, what we can talk about around color analysis is like endless, absolutely endless. And there are so many ways that you can promote your color analysis in terms of hair and makeup and clothes and jewelry and everything around that. There's always ways to promote it really well. So, does anyone have any questions? That is 9 different things that we talk about in the group. Do you have any questions? Do you, somebody said, your lighting is fabulous this morning, Aileen. Oh my God, yes, it's the new camera. There's actually a ring light around it. I should have got it ages ago, but I have tried so many cameras. And this one is a Nexigo, Nexigo. I just bought it on the internet and it came the other day and I installed it and it's looking so good. So yeah, the lighting is really important. And it's actually a really dull day in Singapore. Luckily, most days I have sunshine, but today I don't have. Let me just see, I cannot open the Facebook group for some strange reason. So I can't see who's asking the questions, but I'm just going to go in there and see if there's any questions. Do you have any questions for me about color analysis or about the support group in particular? If you want to talk about that, I'm happy to talk about that. Okay, why am I not seeing myself in the group here? Oh, that's a bit funny. Well, anyway, I'm sure I'm in there. Just bear with me 1 minute till I see, can I find myself in the group and see if there's any questions in here. Okay, so no questions that I can see. Does anyone have any questions? I'm just looking down here now. If there's any questions? No questions so far. No questions. Yeah, so if you are interested in learning more about color analysis, if you are interested in getting certified in online and offline color analysis, if you feel like you need support around color analysis, then my Certified Online Color Expert program is the perfect place for you. You get all the support you could possibly need. You get all the help, you get all the training you could possibly need, And I teach both seasonal and tonal color analysis in there. And I also work with any color system because I've been doing color for a very, very long time. And I realized that they're all actually based on the same principles. And it's about going back to first principles and understanding the first principles. Okay, so I'm not actually seeing any other questions in there this morning. If you're watching this on replay, hashtag replay, ask your question. If you are interested in my Certified Online Color Expert and the support group that goes along with it, just DM me and I will send the information to you. And with that, I'm going to wish you a wonderful, wonderful weekend ahead. I hope you get time to relax and time to do all the things that you love. And I will catch up with you again, same time next week, all going well. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend ahead. Take care, everyone. Bye.